This is a practice video. Working on my logo, working on it displaying, just seeing how things sound, how things look, trying to set up a studio. So I'm going to be in and out, just looking at this thing without the sound, with the sound, just trying to see how this works. So bear with me. Oh, I don't have enough power. Seeing how that lighting works on this new camera lighting system I got. So yeah, I don't know if that lighting's better, but this whole thing's gonna run. I just been experimenting with this tonight for 5.5 minutes total, and I want this always running in my background. So maybe 2 minutes of music and then that'll stop. Maybe have this mounted on a wall, because I kind of want to teach right here. Maybe have 2 different screens up here on the wall, but I also want to have some sort of whiteboard. So I don't really know. But let's just turn this into a teaching. If you've watched it this far and you're actually interested in what I'm doing, let's just turn this into a teaching. Okay? Anything worth doing is doing right and doing good and just pressing forward. So I'm gonna get me some coffee. Oh, it stopped. It's supposed to play for 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Has it already been 5 minutes? So now we're gonna turn some of that music off. And you can actually tell me whether you think it's good, better, best with music. At least music at the beginning as I teach. But anything we're doing is worth doing right and well. And you're going to have to learn to put the work and the time in. What I've noticed in my own life, this calling that I have, that I in some way knowing I've got this calling for 20 years, and in some way stepping into it just by being in ministry, teaching and preaching within the local churches that I was a part of. And then also having my own business. And for years, I wouldn't do the work. I just wouldn't do the work. My wife was supportive of me. My wife recognized the calling. She was on board with me, but I wouldn't listen to her. That I should have had the courage and the fortitude and the lack of laziness to just work. But I was of the mindset that, hey, I'm working full time every day. And when I get home, I'm tired. And making excuses, didn't do anything much around the house, did what I wanted to do. But hey, I'm at the house, want to relax, want to eat dinner, want to watch TV, spend time with my family. But that were just excuses. My wife was encouraging me, hey, do your full-time thing, come home, and do a little bit every day. And I just wasn't willing to do that. And that's my fault. It's why I lost my wife as part of it. And not willing to do the work, not willing to make the sacrifice. And flopped 2 or 3 times trying to do it my way and not getting my authorities to line up, because I'm a big believer in authority, that God gives us authority and we're supposed to submit to authority. We've got multiple authorities in our life and we need to learn to submit. But I wasn't doing that. And so 2 or 3 flops of me trying to get the business going until I finally just said, okay, Lord, you called me to this. Let me submit. And I just stay submitted to a boss. And about 2.5 years. And it just happened. I'm not going to go into the details right now, but my boss was in line with me starting my own company. My wife said it was time to start my own company. My pastor said it was time to start my own company. And guess what happened? It took off. Fast forward 15 years, a lot of areas I didn't grow up in, losing my family, and having to really evaluate who I was as a man. And really stepping into that for about the last 5 years. Really amping up the game 3 years ago, doubling down 2 years ago, tripling down this last year into this calling. And anything worth doing is worth doing right and well. And if you have a calling on your life, you do it. And you do it when you don't know everything, but you keep trying to learn. You put out the videos, you put out the content, you write the books, you write the pages, you write the ideas, you get coaches, you pay for coaches, you buy books, you pay for courses, and you just keep moving forward. And when you look back, you're going to see all these mistakes that you made. I see all these mistakes I made. We're going to look back on this video and see the mistakes I made. There's probably people right now looking at me thinking, you're an idiot. And I know there's always going to be haters, okay? And this is not a super prepared video, but it's spur of the moment. I've been working for 2 hours, getting this logo, getting stuff prepared, learning stuff, trying out my cameras, not dolling myself up, and just doing this. And working in the spur of the moment. And there's always going to be times where you need to work in the moment. And then there's times that you got to prepare. And that's what we don't like to do. We don't like to put in the time. We don't like to put in the work. We don't like to prepare. We don't like to become, how do I want to say it, magnificent in the mundane, become masters of the mundane, become beautiful with the boredom. Learn to do the mundane tasks day in and day out and do the work. And most people don't want to do it. You're probably one of them. You don't want to do the work. I used to be there. But like I said, I've been actively, day after day, I fail every day. And there have been days where I didn't do jack diddly squat. There have been days where I was depressed. There have been multiple days I was depressed, didn't do anything. I've had spurs of this last 5 years where I probably didn't do jack for a couple weeks. Get tired. I get sick and tired. I get angry. I get frustrated. But I know my calling. And I get right back into it. A righteous man falls 7 times and gets back up. Just keep getting back up. I always get up one more time. Then I fell down. Anything worth doing is doing right and well. And if you got a calling on your life, and every one of you do, whether you believe in God or not, it's Him who's put that in your heart, those desires and those dreams. And He wants you to work at it. He wants you to cultivate it. He wants you to put the time into it and ultimately build something that you can make a living off of. That's right. Make a good living off of doing what He's called you to do. And get rid of the naysayers. Get rid of the bad mouth. Get rid of the idiots who don't understand, who don't like. You need to rise. You need to rise. And those around you are either going to rise with you or they're going to despise you. But you got to keep pressing on. Man, look at that. Oh, man. I'm fully aware that I look like a complete idiot and moron doing what I'm doing. Technically homeless. Living in my warehouse. Waiting to get approved for an apartment. I got all kinds of crap against me. I got all kinds of things that aren't attractive about me. But I'm just going to keep pressing on. I'm going to keep pressing on. And these videos and this content is going to be out there till the Lord comes back. And they're going to see there was a faithful man out there who went out there and did what he was supposed to do with God's calling on his life when nothing else made sense, when nobody else was supporting him. He was all alone, but he stepped into that calling. What about you? Are you going to continue to make excuses? Or is what I'm saying resonating with you? I'm resonating with some of you. And you know what's time? Time for you to make the plunge with your time. Time for you to make the plunge with your money. Time for you to start buying some courses. Time to start buying some coaching. Something. Maybe I'm the guy for you. Maybe I'm not. I don't care. I'm here to help those who know they need help and those who resonate with what I'm putting out there. Well, this is just out of the cuff. Doing the work, seeing what happens, and made it into a teaching moment. Call 970-697-0232. Email me, chrishuffman513@gmail. CHRISHUFFMAN513@gmail.com. Comment wherever you see this. I'm ready. I want more information. We'll make contact. We've got questionnaires. We can get on a phone call. Whatever's going to work. And in the meantime, keep your eyes on Him.